Welcome to Fanatics Live, where we virtually connect you with your favorite stars and athletes right at home. Tonight, we will be meeting with fans, signing autographs, and engaging in live Q&A. Now, let's welcome our host.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into another episode of Fanatics Live. My name is Kelsey, and I am so excited to be your host tonight, bringing your favorite athletes and stars to you right at home. Now, be sure to leave in the comments, show some love wherever you're calling from, rep your city for a chance to have it featured on tonight's broadcast. But before we get started, I do want to let you guys know that tonight's show is brought to you by the Fan Cash Rewards card by Fanatics. As a Fan Cash Rewards card holder, you're going to receive benefits and perks, including access to unforgettable experiences with athletes just like this one. Earn 6% fan cash on every purchase, exclusive deals, offers, and so much more. Now, tonight's guest is going to be a fun one. We are back in the Bronx with another Yankees legend. We're talking to a guy who had a 19-year big league career, 3,093 career strikeouts, and a 3.74 career ERA. He's a six-time All-Star. He's a World Series champ, a Cy Young winner, ALCS MVP, and he led the league in wins in 2009 and 2010. And not to mention, if you follow him on social media or you're a Yankees fan, you already know this. He is one of the best personalities you're ever going to come across. So I am so excited to welcome in tonight's guest, CC Sabathia. Hey, CC.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
I feel like you've had a good week because you had May 4th. I know you're always into the Star Wars days at the ballpark.
Yeah, we did the podcast this year. I didn't get to dress up. You know, I should have went to the game. I should have went to the game as Yoda, but I didn't think about it. It was too late. But next year, maybe I'll dress up as Chewbacca and go to the game. So
I saw the video on social media when you were still in the rotation and you were handing out bobbleheads. I was like, that's the most committed 25-man roster guy I have ever seen.
It was so much fun, and when they told me that I was going to be the bobblehead on May 4th, I was like immediately like I wanted to be Yoda, and they were like, "Well, you can't be Yoda, you got to be a Jedi." So then I was like, "I'm gonna dress up as Yoda and go pass out the bobblehead." So it was just made for a fun day, and it's like a real holiday in my house. So
I know.
It was a lot of fun.
I saw the picture you posted on Instagram. You were all in on that. Well, we have a lot of Yankees fans who are waiting, and I know they're fired up to get to meet you. But if you're okay with it, I have a couple of questions before we bring them into the show.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so we know for you that retirement really wasn't that long ago. So what has been the biggest adjustment that you've had to make in your post-Yankees life?
You know what? The biggest adjustment is just being home, which is it's a great adjustment, and not having to go to the ballpark every day at, 1:30, 2 o'clock. I'm home with the kids. I'm able to pick them up from school. And, I'm watching my oldest son is a 17-year-old junior here in Burton Catholic in Jersey. So I'm able to watch all his baseball games. So I'm really, really enjoying, life as a retired player. I tell my wife all the time I should have retired 5 years ago. If I would have known it was going to be this much fun. Playing golf, I'm doing tennis lessons. So, just being able to have my, my own time and do the things that I enjoy doing. It's been a lot of fun in retirement.
And not living out of a suitcase. And speaking of your wife, she's an absolute boss. And we just saw the news that she's now an agent at one of the biggest agencies that you hear in the sports world. So first of all, congratulations on that, because that's probably really cool for you to see her building her own, her own thing now. And she obviously has a lot of experience in that area. Can you imagine what that would be like if she would have been able to represent you?
You know what? She's been representing me for the past 7 years, to be honest. She just hasn't been doing my contracts, but everything that you see from the documentary to my Jordan deals to everything that you see me doing off the field has really all been her. So, to be able to really grow up with the person in the game, obviously me and her was so young when I got to the big leagues, and she was there literally every step of the way from my first day in the minor leagues all the way until my last game I pitched. She has all that experience, and she done all these different deals and stuff. So I think she's going to be a super agent. I'm super excited for her. I mean, I couldn't be more proud of, her and her journey and her drive and, her accomplishing her dream. So, yeah, I'm very, very excited about what's to come in this family. And obviously, like I said, like my son and then her and, in this baseball world, we're definitely a baseball family and going to be in the game for a long time.
Well, send her our best, because when we saw that news, I mean, that is so cool. And I'm sure it's really cool for you to be able to see that. So congratulations to her and you and your son.
Thanks.
Now, we also know and can see that you've been pretty dialed in at the gym, my man. You have been getting it at the gym, and we've seen the rumors going around. Maybe you're after The Rock's job. So what are you doing right now? Can you take us through like your routine there, your strategy to beat him out?
Yeah, you know what? It's just, this is something that I've always talked about as a player. When I was a player, I would always tell all my old teammates, when I get done playing, I'm gonna try to look like The Rock. And I never ever lifted weights. Like I never did any upper body weights or anything like that, just because I pitched my whole life. So, get a chance now to lift. I lift every day like I'm going to the beach. It's just different workouts. One of my best friends in the world, his name's Action Bronson. He's down 165 pounds. He's a rapper. He's a chef. He does a bunch of different things, and he's lost 165 pounds. So, we go to the gym every day, and we keep each other motivated. We have, a lot of fun, different workouts. We do surfing, bodyboarding, all different type of things to keep ourselves active. So it's been a lot of fun to be on this journey with him and with my trainer, Dave Palladino over here in Norwood, New Jersey. Well,
we're Team CC over Team Rock, okay? I just want to make sure that's on record. We got you. We do think you could beat him out there.
I keep telling Frank Thomas I'm going to come for those Eugenics commercials too, so you better watch out.
Yes, hey, sponsorships. Come on, baby. Speaking of sponsorships too, you're killing it with your podcast. We see that you're now a big name in the podcast world. If you look at any of the charts, yours is always right up there in the baseball podcasts. So can you take us through your inspiration for starting R2C2? That's a tongue twister.
Yeah.
And you got your co-host. Yeah. And you got your co-host, Ryan Rucco.
Yeah. So me and Ryan have been friends since 2009. When I first came to the Yankees, he would do the scoreboard. He would do all the in-game interviews and, all of the, interviews in the clubhouse and, for the Yankees. So we became really, really close and just bonded over really talking about basketball. And, we have a lot of the same friends. So we're in the same friend group. And I just texted him. I was like, yo, I like what you do on ESPN. We have great conversations. I think it'd be fun to start a podcast. And he was like, you serious? And I was like, yeah, I mean, let's do it now while I'm playing. I think it'd be a lot better if I do it now while I'm playing as opposed to, wait until I'm done. And, we started in 2017 and we started at the Players Tribune. I actually called Jeter and was like, I'm thinking about doing this. He was like, I got the platform for you. And, we were able to own our R2C2. And, now we've been able to take it to a couple of different platforms. And, yeah, it has been growing and the fan base has been good. So it's been a blessing. It's been a lot of fun to be able to have a partner that I get along with. We have a lot in common. It makes it easy. And it's been a lot of fun to be able to do the podcast.
Well, I know I just started a podcast with Peter Moylan, and we're checking the charts to see where we are. We have to scroll all the way down to like 100. And we see you right at the top every week.
That was us. It takes a while. So just keep grinding. It's a lot of fun though.
Well, I know people are enjoying it. You are killing it. So like I said, we have a lot of fans waiting to get to talk to you. And I know you can see the picture in front of you. They're going to get this really cool autographed picture from you that was specially designed for tonight's show. So I'm sure that they are really going to enjoy that. So if you're ready to get started with the meet and greet, we are going to go ahead and bring in Steve. He's calling from Florida. Lucky man, lucky man.
Lucky weather.
No. And he says that he's been a Yankees fan since the 60s, and he was able to witness a Mickey Mantle home run in person with his father. He said he cheers for two New York teams, and that's the Yankees and the Jets. He got to complete a bucket list item and go to the World Series, and his first baseball jersey was Mickey Mantle. So we'll go ahead and bring in Steve.
Hi, CC. How are you today?
Good. How you doing, Steve?
Fantastic. So my question is this. 10-year career in New York, fantastic career. And I know the World Series is going to come to mind. What are your fondest memories in your 10 years with the Yankees?
You're right. The World Series is the one that pops up the most, but just all the special players and things that I got to see, as being a Yankee. Derek Jeter's 3,000th hit, A-Rod 3,000th hit, Mo's 600 save. Like being able to be a part of, that and those celebrations in a Yankee uniform is super special to me. So yeah, I always think about the World Series win, but like being able to play with first ballot Hall of Famers and call those guys my friends is something that I definitely cherish as being a Yankee for sure.
I know you must miss the locker room. Do you still keep in touch with a lot of the players?
Yeah, you know what? I don't miss the locker room because I keep in touch with all those guys all the time. So they actually get on my nerves a little bit. Like I talk to all the guys all the time. So I'm super connected with everybody. So, no, I mean, like I said earlier, I just really enjoy my time and being able to golf and hang out with my family. But yeah, I still talk to the guys every day.
Thank you, CC. All the best. I'm watching you go in MLB. You're doing a great job. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. So you got to see that picture that he's going to be signing for you. You can see it down there on the signature cam. And like I mentioned, this is specifically designed for tonight's show. So very cool that you're going to get that.
Thank you, CC.
No problem. Thank you, Steve.
All righty, CC. Now we are going to bring in Mo. He's calling in from Albany, New York. He said he's a lifelong Yankees fan, and he is also a fan cash card holder. So that's great. He cheers for 3 New York teams, the Yankees, the Knicks, and the Islanders. And he said his first baseball jersey was Derek Jeter. So let's go ahead and bring in Mo.
Hey, CC, how you doing?
Good. How you doing, Mo?
Good. So my question is, I know pitching in the World Series was great in itself, but what is the one moment that really stands out? What is the most memorable moment about pitching in the World Series as a member of the Yankees?
That whole postseason in 2009, I wasn't really thinking about, it being the postseason or them being big games. But I remember standing on the mound in game 1, and I looked down at the ball, and the ball said 09 World Series on it. And that's when I realized, I was like, oh my God, like I'm pitching in the World Series. Like, so that was one of those moments where like you just had to sit back and like just take it all in. Like I literally looked down at the ball and like saw the World Series logo and was like, oh, I'm pitching in the World Series. So that was one of those like, moments where, you just be able to like sit back and just kind of, understand the moment.
Awesome.
Very cool. And like we mentioned, Mo was invited to the show as just one of the perks of being a Fan Cash Rewards card holder. So Mo, we really hope that this was a cool experience for you that you're always going to remember. And if you're watching, make sure you stay tuned for more information about the card coming up later in the show. So thank you so much, Mo.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Mo.
Okay, now we are going to bring in James. He's calling from another warm place, Arizona. And I love this. He said he became a CC fan on September 27th, 2018. You remember that day?
Do I?
Yeah.
No.
He said that's the day you backed up your catcher, no matter the cost.
Okay.
That's the day he became a fan. And he said the only New York team he can cheer for is the Yankees. So we'll go ahead and bring in James.
Hey, CC.
How you doing, James?
Hey, good. Hey, thanks for making this possible. It's been a dream come true for me. So, my question basically was, now that you don't have that 162 game grind, what's kind of really your favorite thing to do with the family, and do you still have that competitive itch to want to try one more year to get into the ring?
No, I don't have my competitive itch. Honestly, I can honestly say this. My competitive itch left after 2018. My wife made me play 2019. Like, she wanted me to go out there and get 3,000 strikeouts and all these different things, but I was ready to retire after 18. And I think my favorite thing to do with the family is just to like be home, like to sit down at 6 o'clock and have dinner with the family and like just enjoy and hear about their day and talk to my kids and just be a regular dad, because for so much of their life, I wasn't here. So to be able to be home and be active as a dad just feels really, really good.
Thanks so much, James. Is it warm out there in Arizona?
It's really warm.
Too warm, huh?
It's really warm.
Well, you can see him signing that picture there. That's a cool one.
Thanks again, CC. Appreciate it.
No problem, James. Thank you.
Okay, so now it is Lee and Donna. They're calling in from Holbrook, New York. And Lee is a lifelong Yankees fan. And he said he got to see your first start in the new Yankee Stadium in 2009.
Oh, wow.
And he said that he cheers for 4 New York teams. And that's the Knicks, the Yankees, the Rangers, and the Islanders. So let's go ahead and bring in Lee and Donna.
Hey, CC, how are you?
How you guys doing?
Good. So I guess my question to you, CC, is as a quadruple bypass heart patient who was worried about doing physical activity after the surgery, how did you feel about playing baseball after your heart issues?
You know what? I was really nervous about it, to be honest. At the beginning, the first 3 weeks, I wasn't able to do any like activity where I couldn't get my heart rate going or anything like that. So I just didn't understand how I was going to be able to pitch.
Right.
The doctors kept telling me everything will be fine, everything will be fine. And then I was worried about getting hit with a line drive because I was on the blood thinner. So it was another thing where, I'm just worried, anything could happen. And, honestly, when I got to spring training, I seen all the guys and I threw a couple bullpens and I just started to feel like myself again and getting back out there and not worried about those things that could happen because those things could happen at any time, So once I got back with the guys and seen everybody was excited to have me there, it just got me more motivated to be able to go out. And I knew I only had 1 more year left. So I could make, 15, 20 starts and just kind of get by. So it was a blessing that I was able to have such, a good teammate and good teammates and organization to have my back to be able to push me to pitch that last year.
Well, you certainly look great now. And just one more thing. I have a 3,000 Strikeout Club Hall of Fame jersey that's signed by all the living Hall of Famers, and now some of them have passed away this past year, other than Walter Johnson. And your name's going on there, and I hope that we get to meet each other when you sign it. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, that's exciting. I definitely am excited to be a part of that club, and just being the third lefty is special too. So, it's an honor to be in that Strikeout Club for sure.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can see a taste of this room he's in. When I tell you, he has the coolest
show you
Yankee
something,
stuff.
CC. Watch this. That's the shirt.
Oh, that is fire.
That's the shirt.
That is pretty cool.
You're going to see that live and in color one day.
I hope I can get to the Hall of Fame first before I sign it.
Yeah, you will.
Well, thank you so much, Lee and Donna. I know you got a cool spot for that.
Stay well.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, this is really cool, CC. We're bringing in Takahiro. He's calling in from Japan. It's like 6 a.m. there right now.
Oh, wow.
He is so awesome. And he said he has been a fan of you ever since you led the Yankees to the 2009 World Series. And he says he's been collecting Yankees memorabilia since 1996. So let's go ahead, zoom on over to Japan and bring in Takahiro.
Hi, Mr. CC. Nice to meet you. I'm Takahiro Miwa. I live in Tokyo, Japan. I am so happy I can meet you this time. Thank you very much. Can I call you Mr. CC?
Yeah, you can call me Mr. CC.
May I ask you about Baseball Hall of Fame? A few years later, I think you will be Hall of Famer like your Yankees teammate, Mr. Mariano and Mr. Derek. Would you tell me what is Hall of Fame for you?
I mean, I never really played or pitched to go into the Hall of Fame, but if I end up in the Hall of Fame, that's that'd be a huge honor. Obviously playing for the Yankees for this many years and having a championship and then getting to play with so many guys that are going to the Hall of Fame, whether it's, Derek and Mo and, I feel like Andy should be in, Ichiro, all these different guys that I got a chance to play with. It'll be a lot of fun to be able to see him every summer at the Hall of Fame. So, yeah, I mean, now that I'm done playing, I hope that my numbers are good enough, in 4 years to be able to get my name called for sure.
I see. I am so sorry I can't speak English. English is very difficult. So I have to study English because I want to understand this conversation with you. Later I will see and understand this meet and greet clip. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yesterday, I could join in the New York Yankees homecoming dinner foundation. I agree with your charity foundation. I will continue to support it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The welcome home dinner went very well. So me and my wife got the honor of being the honorees of that night. So thank you very much for supporting. That was awesome.
Thank you. I am so happy I can meet you. Thank you very much. See
Nice
you.
to meet you.
Please keep healthy. See you again. Thank you, Mr. CC. Thank you, Kelsey. Thank you so much.
You stay healthy too, Takahiro. Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Odogura. Thank you very much.
Have a great day. I love him. He's so great.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I know. And it's like 6 a.m. there. So he got up to meet you.
And he's like fully dressed. Like,
I know.
Like, yeah.
You can see like the sun rising in his eyes. He is amazing. So now we have our last meet and greet guest. This is Robert and Ashley. They're calling in from New Jersey. Robert said he has always been a CC fan, but he appreciates most your transparency when it comes to your attitude that you carry daily. And he said he's been over to 150 Yankees baseball games, and he says that it just never gets old, so he keeps going. So we will go ahead and bring in Robert and Ashley for the final question.
What's going on, CC?
How you guys doing?
I'm doing really well. I'm sorry for my voice. I was at the Houston game yesterday, and I was cheering the guys.
No, I love it. I love it. You left it there. That's good.
I was there on Tuesday, too, and it was great. Altuve got it really hard. So I was watching your documentary, and you seem like a guy who has a lot of wisdom, besides being a great baseball player. And my wife and I are about to have a baby in October. And what recommendation or what advice would you give to someone bringing a child into a world with the climate and everything that's going on today?
I think just to love them. You know what I mean? And just wrap your arms around them, love them, and just show them the right way. Show them the things that you guys know, instill in them the good values, and to be a good person, be respectful. People all, like, when people come to me and tell me my kids are this and that, or like, the people always come to me and tell me my oldest son is so respectful and the way he talks and all these different things. And that's like the biggest compliment. There's no other compliment that I'd rather get than like my son's doing the right thing, So just try to raise them up to be a good person, and that's all we can really do as parents, So having 4 kids is difficult. The anxiety, the stress of like, what are they going to be? The anxiety and stress of like today's climate and everything is hard, but you guys can do it.
Thanks, man. Thanks for taking the time to do this. It's awesome.
No problem. Thank you.
No problem.
All right, so y'all will get that cool signed picture too. You can see I'm signing it right there for y'all. There you go.
Congratulations too.
Thank you, CC. Thank you.
Thank y'all so much. All righty, CC. So this is the time where we let the folks on social media have a turn asking some of the questions. So if you're watching, make sure you guys are following Fanatics on Instagram and keep an eye out for our stories where you can submit your best question to each of our guests and have a chance to have it answered live on air, just like we're doing right now. So we are going to start out with Tim.
Hi, CC. Tim from New Jersey, lifelong Yankee fan. Want to thank you so much for all the memories in the Bronx. We truly appreciate it, and we hope retirement is treating you well. Hey, CC, I have a question for you. It's for my 15-year-old son, Connor. Just got into pitching about 2 years ago, really thoroughly enjoying it. It's his first year in high school, and he's really starting to come about. What advice can you give a 15-year-old freshman in high school who really wants to succeed as a pitcher? Thanks so much, CC. Go Yankees.
I think my best advice would be just to throw strikes. That's the biggest thing, is just to attack the zone. Especially when you're that young, you're pitching in high school. Just go out and really, really, really figure out how to throw strikes in every quadrant. Down and away, up and in, and kind of make that X with the ball. And but that was the biggest thing when I was that young, is that I always was able to attack the strike zone and throw strikes. So just make sure that you do that.
And you maintain that for like ever after that too. So it worked. It worked. Our next question is from Deshaun. He submitted his question on Twitter and he asked who your favorite baseball player of all time is.
Oof. So my favorite pitcher of all time would be Dave Stewart. Okay. But my favorite player is Ken Griffey Jr. Oh. Just what he meant to the game. Obviously, growing up in the 80s and 90s, and you know what he meant to the game. Hat backwards, having fun, that swing, hitting balls off the building in Baltimore in the home run derby. His shoes, everything about Ken Griffey Jr. Made me want to be a baseball player. So he's definitely my favorite player by far.
Yeah, you can't not fall in love with that swing.
No, yeah.
And you are really going to love Colton for our final social media question. So here's Colton.
Hey, CC, I'm Colton. I'm from New Jersey. What is something you did to separate yourself from others?
He just walked off his own question for you.
He really did. He just separated himself from everybody else.
There you go.
I guess when I was younger or even as a player my whole time, I was just always coachable. I always listened to everybody. I always took everybody's advice and tried to use what applied to me. So I was always learning. I never, felt like I had got it. I grasped baseball or I mastered baseball. I was always trying to learn. I was always trying to get better. I was always trying to find ways to do it easier, more efficient. So I think that's the biggest thing is just be coachable and listen to everybody and everything and try the things that apply to you.
Awesome. Well, we know that Colton's going to take that to heart because he already got that swing down. So
that swing is legit.
We have one more segment left in the show, but before we get to that, we're going to take a quick break for a word from today's sponsor.
Introducing the FanCash Rewards Credit Card by Fanatics. Earn 6% FanCash when you shop with your card on Fanatics.com with exclusive cardholder perks and 6-month special financing on purchases of $150 or more. Text now to apply or go to Fanatics.com.
So again, tonight's show is brought to you by the FanCash Rewards Card by Fanatics. For more information on exclusive perks and benefits of being a card holder, make sure you head on over to Fanatics.com or you can text FAN EVENTS to 94323 to apply now. Okay, CC, this is the rapid fire question part of the show. So you just have to answer the questions with the first thing that comes to your head, okay?
Okay.
Alrighty. Best Jordan shoe that's ever been released?
11.
Ooh. Best part about retirement?
I can eat what I want.
Heck yeah. Your dream golf foursome?
Oh, wow. That's a good one.
Could be anyone.
Yeah, it would definitely have to be Ray Allen because I know he's really good. I would go Aaron Hicks and Dexter Fowler because he's really funny. He'll make the group fun. That'd be a fun group right there.
There you go. Yeah, you should start sending some texts. Get some of those people. Okay, so personally, who was your favorite rival?
My favorite rival? Big Papi.
Okay, that's a good one. Something non-sports related that you're competitive about?
Anything. Cards, dominoes, walking down the street. I'm competitive with anything. There's nothing that I'm not competitive about. Our whole family, like Uno, anything. Like we can never finish an Uno game in this house because there's always a fight.
For some reason, that does not surprise me with the success your family has had. Speaking of your family, your go-to family activity? Our
go-to family activity would be bowling. We love bowling as a family. We haven't been able to do that since the pandemic, but we talked about maybe, going back. We would go bowling once a week up until the pandemic.
Would you win today?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that's another thing, too. Like, they make me bowl right-handed because I'm like...
They got to put you at a little bit of a disadvantage here. We got to make it fair. Your most memorable strikeout?
Most memorable strikeout? I think my most memorable strikeout would be Jose Canseco, my rookie year. Grew up watching him with the A's, and then got a chance to face him, and I threw him 3 heaters. It was a fun at bat. He came up the next time. I threw him 2 by him, and at the third one, he hit like 900 feet.
Oh, man.
The first time I got him.
Well, we'll just focus on that first one, okay? We don't got to talk about the second one. Someone who has made you starstruck.
Shaq. Every time I see Shaq, I can never get words out. Like, I'm just so starstruck, and I've seen him maybe 4 or 5 times, and all I do is just walk up to him and actually take a picture, and I stand there and do the same pose every time. It's so lame. Like, it's so much stuff I want to say to him, but then I can never get it out. And I just stand there like this every time we take a picture.
Well, you can practice anytime you turn on the TV because you're going to see him on a commercial. So you can act like you're in the same room as him. And
he's on everything. You see him every day.
Bucket list item that you have yet to complete.
I want to see the pyramids in Egypt.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
And this is my favorite. Home run derby. Are you taking Stanton? And don't think about this week because I know Stanton's on like Planet Baseball right now. Mm-hmm. Stanton or Judge?
Judge.
Okay.
Because Judge can hit on the right field.
Yeah. Stanton's like, I don't know what was in his water this week.
His BP is impressive, but Judge can literally like take that same BP and then hit a ball to right field and it still goes out. So you know what I'm saying? So his home run derby is a little better.
Well, that's a good answer. Both of them are great. So that is going to end tonight's show. We want to thank our viewers, and CC, thank you so much for your time. I'm so glad you have time with your family, but we know that you have a lot going on. So we really appreciate you making some time for us. And we want to thank the fans for dialing in. But CC, if there's anything you want to say to the guests who dialed in today and all of the Yankees fans who are watching, I'll let you have the floor.
I just want to say thank you. Greatest fans in the world. I really enjoyed playing in front of you guys for the 11 years that I did in my career, and keep supporting and keep coming out supporting this team, please.
Well, CC, thank you so much again. It really was an honor to meet you and interview you today. And I know that the fans really, really enjoyed it. You made it special for them. So thank you so much for your time.
No problem.
Thanks. Okay, so on June 17th at 3 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be meeting with the GOAT, the legend, the insurance celebrity who we all love. I'm talking about Mr. Peyton Manning. Now, Peyton, as we know, he's a great storyteller, so make sure you guys are marking that in your calendars to tune in. We're also working super hard to get you guys some newly drafted NFL players on the show, so make sure you follow us on social media at Fanatics for updates, or you can visit www.fanatics.com/live to view any upcoming appearances and watch previous broadcast. So thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Thank you so much again to CC and for all the fans who were on tonight's show. We hope you guys have a great night. Stay safe and good night.